Welcome to Leading the Follower with your host, Rebecca Benston. Good morning, or afternoon rather. I am a little bit late on getting the podcast done today, but this is Rebecca Benston, and you are here with me at Leading the Follower, whether you want to be or not. I have a few things that I want to talk about, but I'm not going to take up a whole lot of time because it's Friday and I'm sure everybody has had a long week and you just want to get out and do as much as you can to start recharging for next week. So, first off, I would like to remind you to stop by the Higher Ground Books and Media website and check out our shop, our new releases, and all the good stuff we've got happening over there. Be sure that you subscribe, and be sure that you subscribe to this podcast. We don't get many listens, and it would be nice if we had a little bit of a following here and could drum up a little bit of interest for all the great books that we have over at Higher Ground Books and Media, because our authors do really good work and they've written a lot of great stories that would benefit so many people, but we have to get the word out some way or another. And we need your help. If you're listening, if you could just subscribe and then let your friends and family know about what we do, we would greatly appreciate it. The website is Higher Ground Books and Media, all one word, at, it's highergroundbooksandmedia.com. And then if you need to email us for any reason, it's highergroundbooksandmedia@gmail.com. I realize that's a very cumbersome address, but that's what we have for now. And maybe someday in the future we'll shorten that and make it a little easier on people. Maybe that'll make a difference. I don't know. But just be sure to get over there and check everything out. We have author services as well. We do writing for businesses, and we can do all kinds of stuff for you. So if you are an author who is looking to self-publish, but you're not really sure how to operate within the platforms for self-publishing, we can help with that as well. And we're fairly affordable and easy to work with. Just send us an email or get in touch with us on our website or Facebook page. That's probably the easiest way to get us. I'm always looking to see what we've got over there. So, get in touch. But today I wanted to talk a little bit about, let's see. I think I want to talk a little bit about hope. I was going to hold off on all of my discussions about hope until I had everything that I wanted to say together. But I think I want to go ahead and say something now and just throw it out there, because soon I will be launching a whole big campaign to try and bring more hope to people who really need it. And that would be just about anybody these days. I think living in today's world makes us a little hopeless sometimes. And it's very difficult to maintain a positive attitude when you see all of the bad things that are going on around you. It's just frustrating, and we feel powerless to fix any of the problems, because really a lot of what is wrong in our world is the product of poor decisions made by those who we've entrusted to do their diligence and make sure that we are protected from threats, and that we are not opened up to risk that we shouldn't be opened up to. Sadly, there are lots of people in our government who are not doing their jobs, not doing their jobs well at all, and they've opened up our entire nation to some very bad things and some scary situations. So I don't know about you, but scrolling through various social media, for me, I see lots of violence. I see lots of people in bad situations, financially, health wise, all that stuff. And all of this is the result of things that our government has done, that they've put in place, that have been detrimental to us as citizens of this country. Um, and I think when you're in a position where you're down at the bottom of that and you're watching all of this stuff happen and you don't have the power to do anything, the only power you had was in voting for a particular representative to carry your interests to Washington and then vote on things that would trickle down to us in terms of, good policy and laws and regulations and so forth. And if the people that we entrust to do that aren't doing their jobs, um, we are the ones that bear the brunt of all of that with the increase in crime, the increase in prices, and everything affects us a lot more than it affects them, because those people make a whole lot more money than any of us. And they have privileges that we do not have down on the common everyday American person's level. Um, Yet when we put someone in a position to make decisions for us and they only think about their best interests instead of ours, we're powerless to remove them from that situation, as evidenced by the whole Mayorkas impeachment thing that went on this past week. There is no way in the world that anybody could look at the state of this country and think that he has done a good job um, in his position. And truly, he should have been impeached and removed and penalized for everything that he's done to allow our border to be wide open and for everybody to spill in, and for the regulations to be so lax in protecting the American people. Um, I'm all for people coming to this country to start a new life and do it legally, but I am not for people coming in to do harm to people who have citizenship here. You know, I can remember times when I would go out and walk and not think twice about, whether or not someone might accost me on the sidewalk and try to take something from me or hurt me in some way. I wouldn't dream of walking around my block these days. And I don't even live in a terrible part of town. I don't live in the greatest part, because today, I mean, I don't know that there is a good part, because crime is everywhere. And it's very difficult to maintain hope, um, and to want to do things that are going to help other people when you can't even leave your house to do the things that you enjoy doing without fear of someone trying to hurt you or trying to hurt your kids or your family and friends. I mean, it's ridiculous. So what do we do in that case? Well, um, first of all, I mean, when the opportunity comes up, we need to go and we need to cast our votes for people who will actually uphold the things that are good for us instead of just what's good for them. We need to be very vigilant in finding the truth about what's going on. And I think that means we watch more of the hearings on when they have the Senate trials and um, the hearings in Congress, where that it's real time and there's no embellishment on that. That's probably the best way for you to know what's going on in a given bill or piece of legislation that's going through. Um, that's the only way that I've seen to get something that's not biased. Because on either side, on the mainstream media and in alternative media, there's bias that creates, one attitude or another, whether it's sticking your head in the sand and not noticing what's going on, or having the wrong spin on something, or just being fear-mongered to the point where you're afraid to step outside your house. It's all bad. And I think if you if you keep your eyes on God and you pray about everything, you put your time into looking for what's true and what's actually happening. You keep your eyes open when you are out and about, and you notice what's going on in your community versus what's being reported about what's going on. Then you start to draw some real conclusions about what you can trust and how you should proceed with various things. And it gives you more of a sense of control over how things are going. So um, I think it's very important that if we're going to maintain any sense of hope, that we first start with being honest with ourselves about the things that are going on around us, whether that's just in our immediate area or in our society as a whole. So that would be my advice to you if you're starting to feel really hopeless and watching the news and all that. Um, you may have to just turn the news off for a while and just, take your cues from what you see around you and what you know to be true, because there are people out there who don't have your best interests at heart, people who are not reporting the truth because they're not paid to report the truth that we need to know. They're paid to report a truth that they want us to be living by, and that is not always right. So, my advice to you as you go into your weekend is maybe turn it all off, look around, pray, study, and get into God's word and just talk to people and see what's true for you in your area and not what people are telling you is true. I think that's probably the biggest thing that I want to talk about. I'm going to have a lot more stuff available very soon on the idea of hope and how to stay hopeful when it seems very hopeless. So stay tuned. Be sure that you subscribe and drop back in on Monday. I'm hoping to have a good podcast for you then. So hope you have a great weekend and that you are able to spend some good time taking care of yourself. God bless. Thanks for stopping by. Be sure to check out our website and blog. The blog is at www.leading-the-follower.com. Thanks and God bless.